of shouting? We are. Who are the lords of shouting? We are. No? Who are the lords of shouting? We are. Well, I tried. Apparently, I'm the only lord of shouting in this room. Oh, no, Golden's alive! Oh, well. I'm just shouting things that Brian Blessed might shout. That's blood, blood, blood be your motto. Select their gizzards!
Mine is shouting. Use her as a spokesperson. She'll be around here. He's lying.
So one of the legitimate concerns of our government right now is space piracy. The reason Ted Cruz has given that he supports a space force is he's worried about space pirates. Now, I mean, Elon Musk is a bit of a problem sometimes, but I don't think he's going to go around going to the ISS and shouting, "Stand and deliver."
Elon Musky Husky. Elon Musk is a furry.
Wouldn't be surprised.
He's one of us.
He's everything.
One of us. One of us.
He's going to show up to a con one of these days in husky power armor. He's going to be like, "Yes, I am Tony Stark. Bark, bark."
He's going to show up in that one fursuit that has like a full air conditioning unit in it, but he's going to show up and make it better.
Yes, on tank treads.
Yes!
Around the convention.
He's going to blast off into space in his fursuit. Instead of a spacesuit, it's a fursuit.
Yeah. Yeah, because he has to go get his car back one of these days.
Yeah, exactly. No, he needs to go rescue the Mars rover.
I did enjoy the SpaceX's news release on that one because they said, they're phrasing was something to the effect that we had a more than expected successful third phase booster, and we don't intend to track the payload, which I'm pretty sure is rocket engineering for it went too fast, we don't know where it's gone. I'm not worried about space pirates. I am worried about Jeff Bezos going to, what is it, Psyche 9, is it? It's an asteroid that's worth approximately, several quintillion dollars worth of iron, nickel, cadmium, platinum, the whole 9 yards. And some agent's going to go up there, lasso it, and try to bring it down into Earth orbit, and end up obliterating the entire Western Hemisphere. On the other hand, gold.
And platinum is worth more.
But then what I want to see space prospectors, grizzled old road apples, going gold as they go into space. Never mind whalers on the moon. We need prospectors in the asteroid belts. Just trying to attack an asteroid with a pickaxe, and every time they whack it, they just fly backwards. Because that ain't how physics works in space.
That's how physics always works.
Well, alright, that's not how inertia works when you have gravity. It's, you know what, I stopped doing mechanical physics a long time ago. Pardon me if I'm not exactly if my precision is out now.
I haven't done physics in a while.
I have to take a physics test in like 3 weeks, and I'm not ready for it. Like our big final exam. I haven't paid attention the entire year. I have no idea what's going on.
Well, if Isaac Newton could figure it out 400 years ago, I'm sure you can figure
That's
it
fair.
out now.
That's fair. Right now we're talking about quantum physics, so things that exist that don't exist.
Oh, that's fun, yeah. Quantum physics was the reason why when I did electrical engineering, I decided to just was sorcery. Because one of the things that can happen is quantum tunneling. An electron will be on one side of a potential wall and just teleport to the other side without crossing the intermediate space. And I said, well, if our transistors work on that principle, then we might as well just call it magic. Why not? Particles just flying around and do whatever they feel like. So we got 1 minute. We may as well start the music. So how is it going? Welcome to Just a Minute. Thank you. My name is Paul Calhoun, and as the minute well fades away, it's my huge pleasure to welcome our many listeners, not just to this convention, but around the world, and to welcome 4 exciting, amazing, spectacular players of the game who will attempt to speak for 1 minute without hesitation, repetition, or deviation. But they can repeat the subject on the card. And so, 4 people from the audience. All right, 1, 2. We got
Finn,
2.
come up here.
It's helpful to have 4.
Finn, come on.
Considering
Come
last
on,
year I had
Come on, little
buzzers.
Foxy.
Nobody
Come on, Finn.
pressed the
Come on,
buzzer. No one interrupted each other, no matter what. So here's the new rule. If after 10 minutes people are speaking for the whole minute without being interrupted for points, I'm going to say the audience can start trying to score a point, and that's how we'll get people flipping around on the panel. So we can have, if we don't start seeing, so people can challenge now from the audience, but only after a few minutes if we don't get, some live play on the panel. And that'll be how we do the cycling. As a matter of fact, we got 3 people, so we can have a 4th any time. Okay, this is classically played with 4 panelists. So let's start. What's our first topic? Might as well start. Oh yes, a
Quantum
fun
physics?
one. A nice fluffy one. My first convention. Oh yes, I have to actually pick who's going to start, don't I? Oh well, whoever feels like it, right? Well, you were eager. One in the middle.
Me?
Yes.
What is the topic?
Status.
My first convention.
Do I have to talk fast, or do I just have to talk?
You have to speak for 1 minute without hesitation, repetition, or deviation. Now, considering this is not a professional panel, we're not going to be too tough about the hesitations of under a second or so. And obviously, we're never going to worry about repetitions of the small 2 or 3 letter words.
Okay.
Because that makes it impossible to do the game. So, or as we can end those, lists are always fun. If you start getting confused, you start listing things.
Cool.
And deviation is usually considered leaving the topic. However, you can also deviate from common sense, morality, or decency. And especially deviation from decency. This is an 18+ panel. So we definitely want a buzz for that one. So, my first convention, 60 seconds starting now.
My first convention was AnthrOhio 2018. I was dragged there by my brother, who was also dragged there by me. We took a Jeep Wrangler that had no air conditioning in the middle of July in upstate New York, so it was very hot and sweaty the entire way down. It was at that convention that I met Alkali Bismuth, who encouraged me to do the fun things that I've been doing now. My favorite panel there was Charity Who's Line, because I remember he hosted a party and had a lot of taco pizzas, and also Chris the Comedy Bunny tried to suck his genitals. And so I met a lot of cool fursuiters there. They were really nice, they were really soft. I booped a snoot of a tiger in the dealer's den, and he was really, really adorable because he kind of popped his nose out at me, and it was really cute. I got these awesome badges that were like the certified badges. I don't know if y'all have seen those, but they say like certified hyena or whatever. And I got 4. I got one that's certified singer, one that's certified sloth, one that's certified dragon, and one that's certified owl. Am I old? Nice!
You're done, yes, you hit 0. Congratulations. I held up to 4 because you said certified 4 times in quick succession.
Repeat.
So for our panelists,
Well, yeah,
remember.
because that's all that's
Still repeating.
Yeah, it's still repetition. That's the point. For our other panelists,
Is there anyone
remember,
under 18 in here?
hesitation, repetition, deviation.
Okay, never mind.
You probably could have gotten deviation on the genitals remark.
On the what?
The genitals remark. Actually, that would have been hesitation, technically.
That had to be hesitation because I didn't know how to properly phrase that.
So, while we go on to our fellow over here, let me reset the timer and find a topic. Oh yes. Oh, why not? This is always an interesting one to take wherever we want to go. The chairman's darkest secret. The chairman's darkest secret. 60-second. What?
Our chairman?
I don't know. Whatever chairman you want. I'm not telling you what chairman it is. You pick a chairman. Starting now.
Okay, well, I'm not entirely sure what a chairman is. So there was a man who was sitting on a chair, and he happened to have a really dark secret. Now, this dark secret was basically he liked to hide things. He was a kleptomaniac. He liked to steal things from other people. Now, the key to all this, though, is that he was a man that was sitting on a chair the whole time he was doing it. So nobody would ever think that it was him because he'd always just be sitting on the chair, you know. So there was one time where I had a run-in with this man, and I was just walking around, and I just happened to casually pass him. There's this man just randomly sitting on a chair, and I'm like, oh, just some guy. And then next thing I know, I reach for my bag, and it's gone. And I'm like, what in the world? So I look around, and he's just sitting on the chair, and I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know, he must not have been him. But then I just I peeked under his chair, and I happened to see a little bit of the bag sticking out, and I'm like, how in the world did you even do that? I mean, you were just sitting there the whole time, and you just grabbed...
It's over. All right. And for those who just arrived, it is a 4-person panel if anyone wants to join in. And I think we've had 2 full 60-second topics, so at this point I'll open up. If any of the audience wants to start challenging and taking over the topic to get on stage, they may do so. So we'll go to the far end, and spots versus stripes. That's spots versus stripes, taken any way you please. 60 seconds starting now.
I'm totally going to take spots over stripes because I doodle in circles, and that is similar to what I like. The other one, stripes, they're stars and stripes, but they're not the other kind of stripes. So stripes to me are just a straight line, and then I don't get to go anywhere. But with circles, I get to just keep spinning and spinning and spin. No, that's repetition. Dang it. And now deviation. I spiral in my mind a lot like a dot, and dots can be like bubbles, and bubbles blow into the air, and then the air is fresh and clean, and like raindrops that come down, those are bubbles. Dots. I'm hesitating. This is harder than you think. Deviation.
Someone can take the topic. There's only 1 second left. Okay,
Oh,
you're
good
over.
Lord, that was harder than you
It's
think.
really hard.
Okay,
They say
I do like dots.
a minute to learn, a lifetime to master, as they say on the BBC. Repetition, B. And, all right, so we've had 1 full round. Does anyone want to get up on the stage and join in?
Yay!
Right up. We have a microphone, so I can check.
I wasn't totally sure.
If you buzz in, you'll just take your microphone. It works for people.
Hello.
So,
Oh, okay, that's what I was.
oh, there we go. This is an interesting. So, for our new person, or let's take the new person. Manuel just came up, very gracious. 60 seconds on the topic of little cat paws.
Little cat paws?
Yeah, you buzz in, you say, I want to interrupt, and then you can take over the topic if it's a valid challenge. Hesitation, repetition, deviation, those are things you challenge. So, little...
Jump in lots of times on me.
I didn't even know you could.
Yeah, that's the... I'm sorry, all right, so to reiterate the rules, those are the three things. Hesitation, repetition, deviation. Anyone may buzz. At this point, even the audience may buzz because we've had a few full round topics already. And with the audience buzzes, I guess they just sort of trade with whoever was speaking and take over the topic that way. Keep things flowing. So, once again, the topic is... What? Yeah?
What was the topic?
Little cat's paws.
Little cat paws.
Yes, little cat's paws.
Okay.
As in the fog comes in the night on little cat's paws.
Okay. Little cat paws are much better than big cat paws because they are much more versatile and can do a lot more things. Let me tell you how. Little cat paws have tiny little toes that are much better for jumping, much better for staying on the ground. They can sneak, they can go out in places that big cat paws can't. Have you ever seen a tiger go into a little house and sneak around? No. But have you seen a house cat do it? Yes. House cats are more likely to kill you than a tiger is. So, with that said, little cat paws do come with some dangers. They are much more fragile and much more likely to get damaged by cat litter, much more likely to get damaged by an actual bird, an actual fight. You've just got to be stealthy and sneaky about it. So with that said, little cat paws come with 5, 4, sometimes 3 toes if one's gotten into an accident, but they are still really cute and still really good for memes. And the internet, that's all I've got. They're YouTube famous.
And it's over. All right. All right. So I guess we'll do, this is a difficulty because we've gotten things in a lot of order, but we might as well start again with status then, since
Let's do it.
it's sort of your turn.
What talk about?
Just let me talk.
Oh, you know what? This
This person lives with me right here. He can tell me I don't shut up ever. This is like just my panel, man.
Well, there you go. I'm glad that you've got a place to be. And I think this is an apt one considering the topic of your frequent monologues. Teacher's pet.
Oh boy.
Take it however direction you want to go. Teacher's pet, 60 seconds starting now.
Well, let me tell you right now, I am not a teacher's pet. I, in fact, hate my physics teacher right now. I have to take a physics regents in about 3 weeks, and I'm going to fail it because I haven't paid attention all year. However, he does have a pet. It's a pet goldfish. We've named him Dorito. He's absolutely adorable. I love this fish so much. He's literally the teacher's pet. Like, he's a little goldfish, and I feed him every day, and I test his water, and it's absolutely adorable. So, what is a teacher's pet usually? A teacher's pet usually gets good grades and, shows up to class on time and doesn't go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. So that's definitely not what I am because I don't do any of the above, except go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. So, Teacher's Pet is also a song that's from the musical School of Rock, which is a really good song, and it's basically talking about how you can't be the teacher's pet because you don't show up on time and you don't get good grades. So, how much time do I got left? Sweet!
That was it.
When you hold up fingers, are you signaling something to me?
I'm signaling to the audience how many times I heard a word repeated in quick succession. I don't know, it's just
Gotcha.
to see if any of the audience wants to buzz in, a little help for a little clue for the audience there.
Gotcha.
So, does anybody want a difficult one?
I'll do it.
All right. One that's apt to this convention.
Why is Ed screaming?
What?
That's his topic. Why is Ed screaming?
That's every convention. Emus.
Just Ed specifically? Oh my god.
Emus.
Emus have returned.
Yes. 60 seconds on emus, starting now.
Alrighty, well, emus are very interesting animals. Are they larger than ostriches or smaller? They're smaller than ostriches. Yeah. Alrighty. So one interesting thing about emus that I love to always talk about emu is the Australian Emu War. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the Australian Emu War, but oh man, that's a beautiful thing. So what happened is apparently there was a rampant population of emus in Australia, and they wanted to bring down the number of emus. So what they did is they actually brought the military in, and they brought actual like guns and everything, the full force of the military in, and they tried to take down these emus. They tried to contain them. Some of the generals would say that these emus were experts at guerrilla warfare, and so they tried to shoot them. There's lots of times, some of the generals said, we'd have machine guns, we'd be shooting at them and everything, and the emus were like tanks. They'd absorb all the bullets, and it just did absolutely nothing to them. So at the very end of it all...
Yeah, at the very end of it all, he's done.
Yeah, the emus won.
You got this.
Oh, I can. It's just not going to come. Can I have the super easy one, please?
All right, if you want.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't want super hard, though.
You want a super hard one?
No,
Yeah, I'll give you a super hard one. Actually, this is a very hard one. This is too hard. Because normally we have a slightly more filled out. So let's try this one. Actually, the second row of this audience.
The what?
The second row of this audience. Okay. 60 seconds starting now. That's awesome.
When we look at the second row, if we count chairs, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, space, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. There are 1, 2 females, 3, there's 5 people. Let's go with just pronouns. They are all there. They have different sizes and shapes and colors and creativity. Some glasses like me, some fur heads. If I said it right, I'm sorry, this is my first convention. I want one. I actually told my daughter I need 3 for all of my many different personalities that would also fill all the seats in the second row. Yeah, there's actually 4 chairs, 2 less for all the personalities that I now have been claimed to own. There are phones in there.
And,
Yes.
All right. So at this point, I'll invite. Is there anyone in the audience who isn't challenging but wants to try to come in?
Come on, it's super fun. You can have my seat.
Are you done?
All right. Everything good?
Yeah, he wants to totally come out. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, you've been invited by one of the panelists to switch places with them. And I will remind the audience that they may challenge in order to take over from someone else's seat.
You can kick me out if you want me to shut up.
And you can do that all the faster if she challenges, takes over a subject, and then you challenge her. Because we might as well give it to the new person. Easy or hard?
Huh?
Easy or hard?
Easy, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Alright,
You have to talk for a minute.
Just talk for a minute.
You have to talk for a minute about the topic with no hesitation, no repetition, and no deviation.
Great. Sounds easy enough.
It's very hard.
I don't know where this topic came from. I'm sure it was germane in one particular year, but what the hell? Let's try it out. Breaking the table.
Alright, breaking the table is really, really easy. You just gotta hit your hand against the table as hard as you can. And breaking the table is really difficult too, because you have to think about how your hand is going to hit through the table. You gotta become one with the table. You have to think like a table. You have to be like a table. Imagine being like having 4 legs and being on all fours, kind of like an animal. You gotta kind of become the animal. You gotta think like an animal. You have to get on all fours and be like an animal. You know what I'm saying? When you're breaking through a table, you really have to like embody the table. You have to know the table personally. You have to get your table's friends, family. You have to know their personal location, where they originated from. It's all yes.
What is wrong with you?
Everything.
Considering you're talking about breaking tables and then relating the tables to animals, it scares me that you're at a fur con.
No comments.
That's probably best.
Yeah, I don't think we've heard from the far end in a while, so hospitality suite.
Wait, my turn?
Yeah, unless you want to switch out with someone.
Does anybody else want to come up and give it a try? Come on up then.
I mean, as long as we have different people, I'm letting the panel nominate their replacements. So I guess you just tag this person in to do a hospitality suite.
Yeah, we have some more.
So, hospitality suite, 60 seconds starting now.
I don't really know what a hospitality suite is. I only know what the hospitality is. And they give you food in the morning, and in the evening they give you lunch. And they're open until, I don't know what time they're open until, but I know that we like to get food there because they can feed us. And when you feed us, we have food, and then we can live. But if we don't have food and we don't live, then we die, and then we don't have food. So then if you have food, then you can live, and I'm getting counted right now, so I'm going to stop saying food. So then when you go to a hospitality suite, I'm guessing that a hospitality suite is a suite, but with hospitality. So that's nice, isn't it? So then when you have a hospitality suite, you're going to have a suite, which is better than a regular hotel, I think. But then it gets better. You have hospitality, which gives you food, and then you have food to eat. and then you have the people who give you the food, which are the people who work at the hotel, and the people who work at the hotel give you good food, like desserts and other foods.
That was fantastic. See, now, what I was thinking is that sounds like it was originally a script at some point and then went through all the languages on Google Translate and spit it back out. And it was wonderful.
Harry Potter and the hospitable hospitality suite of hospitality.
Department of Redundancy Department.
I worked there. There I worked.
I was employed by them.
Yes,
I was on their payroll.
They were the source of my
And they
employment.
gave me money.
Who wants? You look eager, sir. Why don't you take the next topic, and then we'll have to go down the line for once. Maybe. Oh, you want a hard one?
Yeah.
All right. Germain again to this year, but only
Germans have nothing to do with it.
What?
The Germans have nothing to do with it.
You want to call up your matey? Germain only in my mind. 3 million Frenchmen.
Oh my God! They're coming back!
Yes, and I swear they will leave the convention after this topic. Even though they can't be wrong. 3 million Frenchmen, 60 seconds starting now.
Okay, well, the thing about 3 million different individual Frenchmen is that each person is their own person, and each one of them was hired by the French military. Now, 3 million Frenchmen in particular would be very effective against any other number any other different ethnicity number, as long as it's under 3 million, you know what I mean? So if they attacked a country and that country's population happened to be less than that, then their military would be even less than that. And those 3 million Frenchmen would definitely take over that country, you know. However, I probably shouldn't get into that. Anyway, so here, I was going to say about them being cowards, so maybe they, I probably shouldn't even talk about that. But if they do have the bravery to actually go out and do something, they do have 3 million of them. And 3 million of them, hey, I'd like to see you take on 3 million Frenchmen. That's pretty, you know.
And I think on that note, it's over. Yes, come in number 3
Everyone
million.
starts off with like, this group is made up of items, which form a group made of items. All that number.
It's a strategy. It's a strategy. No.
Does anybody want to switch with me?
Oh, whatever. Oh, you're done? All right. See you later.
Just so we're clear, I'm yaying because you did a good job. I'm not yaying because you're gone.
Just trying to make sure you know.
So, all right.
So you want to go next, or do you want me to?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna need
What am I babbling about now?
Well, the last topic's response gave me this idea. I guess it's the next million Frenchman. The Royal Regiment of Cowards.
That's my topic?
You want a different one?
Yes, please. I don't know what that is.
Nobody does. They're so cowardly, no one's ever seen them. My robot butler.
My robot butler.
Yes, 50 seconds starting now.
So apparently I'm rich enough to have a robot butler, and this butler doesn't know what he's doing. He hasn't made my bed, he hasn't cleaned my clothes. These are all things that I should have learned to do as an 18-year-old, but I haven't because I'm lazy. But my robot butler should be taking care of this for me anyway. So I made him out of titanium, and that's apparently a building material now. So he's on wheels. His name is Roomba. And that's probably why he's not cleaning any of my stuff, because he just goes in circles all the time. And whenever he bumps into things, he turns around and then goes to another circle. You know what's the most annoying thing about Roomba is I have pets, and sometimes they have an accident on the floor, and that accident is usually dog poop. And the Roomba will try to suck up the dog poop, and then you just get a trail of dog poop across the floor where the Roomba was. So, essentially saying my robot butler spreads dog poop around my house, and I don't really appreciate that from him. He should be cleaning my clothes, because that's a thing that Roombas can do, apparently.
All right, that's your done. I saw one of those like DIY technology projects where someone had designed a system you could put on your Roomba where every time the bumper depressed, it would scream and swear.
See, now I designed that, but instead of screaming press, I just put a rubber chicken, so every time it hit something, it would just scream.
I like how you said accident and then immediately you said dog poop. My dog had an accidentally shit on my floor.
All right, I think it's time for this topic then. I don't know if anyone wants to take it.
Is the topic dog poop?
It's a bad time in the bathroom. Now, actually, we didn't.
We're at a furry con. The topic is dog poop.
So it's your first go if you want it.
Sure.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, yeah, no, I can take this.
All right.
I certainly have had some bad times in the bathroom.
60 seconds starting. Starting now.
So it turns out as you go out west, a lot of national parks actually do away with toilets and actually just have little panels on the floor that you lift open, and it is just a long drop. So I was out there about 2 years ago, first time going out west, and we got some very delicious southwestern food the night before. Absolutely delicious. Best I've ever had. But of course, when you're hiking in the hot desert and it's 115 degrees and whatnot, and you're sweating your mind out, it's not exactly the best meal to have when you need to then go to the bathroom, which is just a hole in the floor. So, a hot, sweaty, steamy, quite fragrant room with one of the best views in the world once you actually leave it, but before that, no, it's a terrible time in the bathroom. Absolutely horrible.
Bad times in the bathroom.
Came to a conclusion. I don't know if anyone here is familiar with minks. She used to tell a story about how, as an English person, she was told as a child by her parents, I believe, that the French, their toilets were just holes in the floor. And then she went on a school trip to France and pooped to what she thought was a toilet and it turned out to be a shower.
That's valid.
And I mean, we're doing a sort of stream of consciousness here. We might as well go then, since we were just talking about them, to holiday snaps. I think we've had some silence from the end. So actually, I should invite anyone who wants to swap out at this point to do so. All right, we have a volunteer from the back. We have a volunteer from the front. Oh, all right. Well, it was nice having you. Thank you very much.
You can pry this microphone from my cold, dead hands.
So, I guess you've gotten holiday snaps. I don't know if you know what that means. Well, you can take it however you want it.
Now, I don't know what... Oh, I'll let you start the timer.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk whatever you like.
All right, I'll just keep talking.
Yeah,
I don't mind. So, as holiday snaps, I know we're not allowed to say Merry Christmas anymore, just Happy Holidays. So, I'm going to assume that this is Christmas kind of tradition. With me, my family, we always have cookies, but those don't really make snapping sounds. What I'm starting to think of is that Christmas or holiday snaps, not Christmas. That's offensive. Holiday snaps are actually more along with the singing. So if you think of any Christmas songs you want me to sing, like, can someone say a Christmas song? I'll sing that real quick. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. There we go. That's a snap. That's keeping the beat. So,
Grandma found out that I'm a reindeer.
She was like, oh my gosh, why? You're spending all your money at conventions. You really need to stop that. You're poor.
Are we all of a sudden... Are we back on Whose Line? Is this greatest hits, or are we suddenly back on that?
What can I say? I was a choir advisor.
Everyone remember that one and scream it out. All right, everyone remember that one and scream it out next time they ask for a greatest hits suggestion. We like it. So, I don't think we...
I just see that appearing on the next box of Pepper's album.
Suggestion. It's the new holiday tradition.
We need more furry Christmas music. It's all just techno songs of Christmas music. We need something that's like all the single furries, but for Christmas music.
Sleep metal.
Heavy metal Christmas. Grandma found some mentors.
Wait, I just remembered we already have Dominic the Christmas Donkey. That's essentially a furry song.
I almost started saying that, but I'm worried it's offensive to Italians these days. Even if it was...
Oh, I'm Italian. It's very offensive to us, and we love it.
I've never seen the version that's like a music video of that by the guys who are the most Brooklynese dudes you ever saw in your life.
I've seen a lot of Brooklyn people.
There's a cover of Dominic the Donkey done by the most Brooklyn people you ever saw, and one guy wearing like the horse mask.
Nice!
You can't get them mad though, because you talk to them and be like, yeah, we hate Italians too, what of it?
Nope, never resist. So, we just have the second from the end. I lost track of who was next. I don't think we have. I don't think we've had anything.
I don't know what's going on. Grandma apparently just found out I was a reindeer.
Give me a hard one.
A hard one?
Yeah, really hard.
Grandma just found out I was a reindeer.
You know what? Fine. I'll accept.
Is that really a thing?
I'll accept this.
All right.
Hell yeah!
If you're, the balance are now set.
I'm going to take that topic. I'm going to run with it.
Yeah. Well, go.
Grandma just found out that I'm a reindeer. It started out this Christmas Eve, and I really hate it because I don't want her to know that she is really, really specious. She hates reindeers. She says they steal all the jobs. She says there should be a wall for reindeers. She shouldn't have found that I came out as a reindeer. Grandma found out as a reindeer. And Grandma, she hates that I'm a reindeer. Grandma, why do
is
I will instantly regret and insanely love suggesting that topic.
So we're at build a wall at the Canadian border. Reindeer don't come take our job.
Exactly.
Apparently you can be specious now. That's a thing.
My species, Grandma.
I'm a ferret in those damn weasels.
Can't worry about reindeer when them moose are out there.
those.
Well, I guess they're not horsing around.
I just want to tell you, so my sociology teacher has this wall in his room where he hangs stupid quotes that people have said like over the school year, and one of the first ones is "Reindeer are real."
You have a sociology teacher in high school?
Yes, I do. His name is Mr. Klein. He's really tall and bald. Oh, I'm just stating facts.
I had a science teacher named Dr. Slaughter.
I had a social studies teacher.
His grades were killer.
Did he get defeated by Spider-Man?
Wait. I had a teacher in middle school whose last name was Stark. Do you know what his first name was?
Oh,
It was Patrick.
I had a professor who was...
You know what his middle name was? Tony.
I had a Professor Jones. He came in a fedora. Unfortunately, he taught math.
I think
So you had to call him Mr. Jones, right? Like the Counting Crow song? Mr. Jones and me.
We called the dog Indiana.
I'm sorry, you call him what?
The dog is... All right. Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade.
Oh, Indiana Jones. I'm a dummy.
He was Professor Henry Jones. I also, a friend's
Professor Jones is a
roommate's
furry
TA was
now.
named Sam Salami.
All I heard was salami, and you have my attention.
Salami Sam, the fastest cutler in the West. Contestant in the West. Anyway, I think we better get back to the game, hadn't we?
Yeah, sure, why not?
You want to insult another chairman?
Oh, I love insulting chairman. Bring it
All right.
on.
Roach Motel.
Roach Motel.
60 seconds on the Roach Motel. Starting now.
Kage already hates me because I showed up at AnthrOhio, so he hates me for that. And so I didn't stay at the main hotel at AnthrOhio this year. I had to stay at the Roach Motel, which, if you're not aware, is the hotel that Uncle Kage holds. It holds. Yes, he holds the entire hotel in his hands while AnthrOhio is going on, apparently. So the Roach Motel was actually quite pleasant. They kept wine in the freezer, and that's why you get like wine slushies. And one of the things that Uncle Kage is famous for is sticking fursuit straws inside his wine bottles. So they would provide these for him. Unfortunately, he had a lawsuit on his hands because I'm 18 and I can't drink, but I still drank the wine slushie anyway from the Roach Motel because why the hell not? I just remembered there's minors in here and I'm so sorry. So the Roach Motel was actually a pretty decent hotel. It wasn't within walking distance of the con, unfortunately. It was about 10 minutes away, but it was still his hotel, so, you know, we got a huge discount on it. No, we didn't. I found it on Hotels.com. So, nice!
That was a really angry Yelp review.
My new persona is now a really angry Yelp review.
This hotel was full of roaches.
Hi, Des, come in here and argue with me.
The hotel actually wasn't that bad. It was just, you know...
They just gave an underage child a wine slushie.
Not that bad.
Bye, Pandes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the exit of Lord Pandes!
Too late, he's already gone. He walked in, heard about the wine being served to minor, walked back out. Very much a...
Yeah, Pandes used to be a chairman, so I don't blame him.
The less you know.
The less you know!
You gotta get Pepper to play that theme backwards.
Pepper Coyote, get in here. He also needs to write, Grandma found out I was a reindeer.
Stop harassing passers-by.
No.
You say that as Sam the Wolf walks by? You
abuse the passersby, where we see people walking past the door and hurl invectives at them.
Surprise! You're on panel ambush.
That's exactly what happened at my midnight panel last night. Is I just harassed people Saturday. I'm like, look, Alkali is bowing out. I need your help.
Welcome to the. I can't say that because there's little kids.
Welcome to the party. We're just getting started.
This is going to end
What'd
like
you
Blazing
say?
South.
We did. Who was at midnight at AnthrOhio last night?
I wasn't there.
I went there and it was full. They told me to leave.
Hey, you know, you can kick Ed's butt for that and tell him to give me a bigger room next year.
Sold.
You can also kick Kage's butt because that panel got rejected from AnthroCon.
So was this one.
We have an AnthrOhio pile.
This panel was kicked out of... So we're going to combine Midnight at AnthrOhio with this panel and AnthroCon. It's going to be impromptu and we're going to hold it in main events.
I thought we were going to have... I thought we were going to snatch it together.
Yeah, we're going to do it during the dance. We're going to bribe the DJ. Hey, let us take the microphone for like an hour and just let us just talk.
Talk shit.
I thought we were going to snatch it together. A minute at AnthroCon.
A minute at AnthroCon!
I think the best improv I ever did was when I had to take control of a panel and the...
Congratulations, that's your topic. 16 seconds.
At the time was I actually am in charge of panels at Aquatifer in Wisconsin. So when there isn't a panelist there, it's up to me to sit up front and say, hey, there's no panelist here. I'll maybe find another coworker or something, and maybe we'll do this together. This happened twice. At one point, it was me sitting up there for 45 minutes alone, talking about a certain type of 18-plus group meetup. Me, not knowing much about the topic, up there, having to talk about the topic to these people. And then eventually I just started bringing people up, and I'm like, talk about what you like. Talk about what you like. And at the point, everyone said when the actual host came in, 45 minutes late, they was like, and then he kind of said like all the same stuff I did, and then at the end of it, they're like, you know, you actually probably knew more than the host about this topic. I'm like, well, I've never done anything like that, so. And then the second time was...
Your time is up.
Can I keep going for one more second?
Time's up.
One, there we go. The other second one was all the Aquatifer staff went up, and then we made a group chat out of it.
Buzz, please.
Called Flavored Cookies. And Flavored Cookies came from the joke that...
Buzz, repetition of flavor cookies.
I'm out.
Hey, I have a topic. Can I talk about it?
Please.
Awesome. And Mark, get set, go. So you mentioned this convention is in Wisconsin, right?
Correct.
So I recently went to First Squared in Wisconsin, which if you don't know, that's February 22nd through 24th in Brookfield, Wisconsin. The previous chairman was Alkali, it is now Dragor. So anyway, I'm from New York, we say Wisconsin, Wisconsin. I got yelled at by a friend for apparently saying Wisconsin wrong. How do you say it, my dear?
Well, most Wisconsinites say it Wisconsin because they have nasal.
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
So if I talk from my country accent, back from where I lived on the farm,
it's Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
It's Wisconsin, see? Like, I literally got yelled at by one of my panelists for saying that I say it wrong. We say it aggressive. We're from New York. We say Wisconsin. Also, you guys eat a lot of cheese there. There was an entire diner dedicated to cheese, and it was amazing.
We're proud of our cheese.
And your time is up. I don't know how we're going to score that one.
What's the Unicode character for Is it AU with like a wedge of cheese on top?
Yes, it
It's similar to an umlaut, except we call it an uwu.
It's like your music teacher in high school yelling at you every time you use your Wisconsin accent while singing.
You know what? Just for that, I'm giving you the hardest.
Actually, yeah, my music teacher, the only reason I don't sound more nasally than most Wisconsinites is because I actually was taught from middle school to high school, doing a lot of choir, that the Wisconsin accent sounds really ugly while you sing. So don't.
Oh my God. So I didn't know that was a thing in other states because we get told all the time to lose our central New York accent, and one of the biggest things is you have to enunciate your T's, because apparently in New York we don't say our T's. Like when we say the word...
I lived on the Toy floor on Toy Street.
I'm sorry, what?
I lived in the I lived on the toy floor of Toy Street.
Yeah, basically. Oh,
I'm the concierge. My husband used to be
we don't say it's
concierge, but he's
Schenectady.
dead. Now
Yeah,
I'm
no, we
the
don't say
concierge.
The number one I've always seen was like the word mitten doesn't sound like mitten at all. It's mitten.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What the hell is a mitten?
I don't know. Maybe
Wisconsin looks like a mitten.
Who the hell's Matt?
Michigan.
Yeah, it's not Matt, it's Matt.
You said Wisconsin looks like a mitten? You're thinking of Michigan?
Yeah,
You mean Michigan?
Geography is hard, okay?
Welcome, our
Wyoming and Colorado look like the same state.
Colorado and Wyoming are just rectangles.
I don't know, Wyoming.
There you go. That's a state.
It's good enough.
No, you, anyway. So I'm going to here's a topic. All right, topic. 60 seconds.
What'd you say?
There's a street 30 minutes from my hometown. It's called Chapatulas. Can you guess what letter it starts with?
It's called Chapatulas.
Chapatulas.
I'm gonna say P.
I'm going to say T.
Right.
All right.
Is it really a P?
No, T.
Oh, T. Oh, I said a P.
I said T.
I'm just
as in
thinking the sound of
tchotchke.
P like in pterodactyl.
So here's your topic. Ooh woo.
My topic is uwu.
Yeah, 60 seconds starting now.
So is uwu legalized now? Because I was told that uwu in FWA was illegalized. I was also told that by my older brother, who actually went to FWA, there was like 40-something floors in that hotel, and you could hear an uwu from the top floor all the way down to the bottom floor. You were there. Oh my God, is that true? Hello? Yes, I'm talking to you. I need to continue talking to you or otherwise I will lose my spot. Is that true?
Was what true? I wasn't at any convention you were
I wasn't at FWA, he was. This is just a thing that I heard. So, ooh. So are we talking about UWU? UWU or OWO, or are we talking about AWOO? Because all of those are valid forms of ooh. What happened to this fandom now that we're calling it ooh? Like, what is that? What is that a sound effect now, or is that a face, or what is that?
Alright, time.
That one was a really hard topic. I didn't know what to say.
I believe it's actually AWU is legal at the state level right now.
Oh, okay, that makes
Still working on that.
Yeah, usually when I don't know what to say, I just type UWU, and that's how I end a conversation.
No, now it's UWU.
This one's going all the way to the dogs of
Yeah, that's the Wisconsin U. It's ooh. Wisconsin.
Alright, does anyone want to take over from a panelist? We haven't had a swap out in a while.
Yeah, anyone want to kick someone off? Not me, I'm staying up here.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm leaving before she is.
If anyone wants to come up.
Well,
Right. Who do you want?
Audience participation! Audience participation!
yeah.
Please.
I'm just kind of yelling more. Oh.
Alright.
Let's all get
And in honor of the entirety of order, points, and rules going out the window in this panel, monkey business.
I'm sorry.
Bet you didn't know this was an improv panel. It's not even a structured improv panel. We're improving the whole panel format right in front of your eyes. It's very
Whose line is
exciting.
it anyway? No, seriously, we don't know whose line it is.
We didn't
That
play
was
test this
funnier
at all.
in my head.
Oh yeah. Now next up, two of us are going to talk at the same time, and you're going to have to sort it
What do
out
you
at
mean,
the
like
end.
this?
I know.
Do you
Yes,
mean like
exactly
what we're doing
like
right
that.
now?
This is not going to be confusing at all.
Oh, never. It's never confusing
Now
when
the
two
panel
people
is in
talk at the same
stereo.
time. What
It's
is that?
Dolby THX
I
surround
don't know what else to
sound.
say, so I'm
We
just
did.
gonna keep talking.
Can you tell us? Can you tell me
what I'm saying?
the implications of what's going on? No, it's ooh. It's spelled with two oohs. We went over this. Why can't you do? I try to do a simple thing to entertain these people, and you're all up in here with your business, and it's getting up in my business. We need to have a separation of our businesses. It's about a corporate takeover. We had a theme. We had a plan. What happened to
Wind
it?
this up. Congratulations, this has been monkey business. We'll separate those dialogue lines in post. Don't worry.
I wasn't talking about a topic. I was just diarrhea somebody once told that has this name to that song.
All-Star.
It's All-Star by Smash Mouth.
Yeah, definitely.
You darn kids in your mouth smashing.
Yeah. Definitely pick apart those tracks and separate it out in post so that, we can hear what we were talking
Hey
about.
guys, our guest of honor just walked in. Welcome, Little Shark.
Hey, it's Little Shark. Baby Shark, doot.
Well, just a minute. You have to speak for 60 seconds without repetition, hesitation, or deviation. Or getting interrupted by any of these clowns.
And by any of these clowns, he means me.
Yeah. And if you interrupt me, you have to interrupt me for a consecutive minute. You just have to talk over me constantly, apparently.
I'll love to watch you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Little Shark, I've been meaning to tell you all weekend, your hair is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I
You're
love
amazing.
it. Thank you, I love you.
I don't think we've heard from the far end in a while.
I do like to
The far end exists?
Yeah, so I'm giving you a topic.
Oh, it's the Wisconsinite. Wait, what did you guys call yourself?
I'm Wisconsinite.
Wisconsinite.
Oh, yes.
We're boring. We're New York.
Wisconsinite is very difficult to refine from the raw ore.
I wouldn't mind
Very
being a
intricate
Hoover.
process.
All right, so at the far end, we have a case of mistaken identity.
I'm sorry, what's the topic?
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm getting a real case of deja vu. Anyway, a case of mistaken identity. The case of my second mistaken identity, 60 seconds starting now.
That for me?
Every day of my life.
Okay. So mistaken identity. One person I always mistaken is one of my friends who looks like a generic tall blonde person. Just very white, skinny, long-haired blonde person.
Speaking strictly as a generic blonde-haired white person, I get mistaken from behind all the time. That's where I have a badge on my back. Because people keep looking at me from behind and being like, "Are you this dude?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not that dude. I'm actually this dude."
What is your challenge under the rules of just a minute?
You've broken them. You've broken all.
Oh no! We didn't go over the rules.
Wait, was it really that improv that we didn't go over the rules? Well, you guys definitely didn't give me my own mic. So
We're making our own rules now.
I buzzed in by stealing a microphone from someone that clearly does not deserve that microphone as much as me.
You didn't do a challenge. You get your microphone taken back. 32 seconds. It's a case of mistaken identity starting now.
Okay, but talking about that friend, I once accidentally gave a very similar looking person a hug from behind when I saw them at a con, just to have them turn around and realize they were not the person that I thought they were, making me step back a little bit and go, "Oh God, I've made such a mistake." But secondly, is when I accidentally mixed up an artist's name of a Popufur, since I'm only 2 years in the fandom, and trying to talk to this Popufur, I'm like, "Hey, I really like your art," insert their name here. And they were so confused.
Yay for structure!
I've done that like a million times. I've been in fursuit and I can't see at all because I don't have contacts or anything. And I'll see someone I think I know and go up to them and be like, "Hey, what's up?" and start hanging out with them. And it's a good 2 minutes before I realize I've never met them before in my life. A couple times it's actually happened that it's just fake it till you make it and we're actually friends now. And I'm really anxious about telling them that that's how we met.
Well, that's not exactly what this topic usually means, but let's go with it. Costume drama. Does anybody want to take that one?
Costume. So the furry fandom.
Yeah, you can put a D at the end of costume if you want. Make it the furry fandom.
Costumed.
Whichever you want, you take it however you want.
You
I'll
can
take
put
costume
as
drama.
many D's in there as you want.
That's what she said.
Deviation. It's your topic now.
It's my topic now?
No, it's his topic now. You both
Okay, have fun.
Oh, yeah, costume drama. Oh, man. Let me tell you how many times I've made animal masks for Halloween and had to deal with those questions of, "So, you furry?" It's just fantastic. The thing is, though, is that really does open up to me being more closely connected with my friends. So I guess what we so frequently interpret as an internal sort of drama or fear, they're extremely internal. They exist only in our heads. And you need to be open with people and share your lives with them. I don't know, I'm running out of ideas here.
You're stalling. I'm taking over.
Go ahead.
Yeah, all right.
So-
So I'll call that a hesitation challenge. And you have 22 seconds turning now.
Costume drama. So I have a story about costume drama. My father is very, very new to the fandom. His first con was First Square 2019, which was earlier this year, and I had to explain to them, no, they're not costumes. They are fursuits. They are very expensive costumes of specific characters. That is drama in itself. It is not a costume, it is a fursuit. It is artwork that you wear. I'm very passionate about this topic. I'll just keep going.
We'll turn it off.
I'm sorry, what?
We'll walk up in and turn off your microphone.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm pretty sure Uncle already did that to me once.
Well, while we're still on that topic, who wants to take Breaking the Magic?
Actually, I probably.
All right.
The Wisconsinite!
I'm excited to hear from Uwe.
From Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. I can't do it.
All right, start that timer.
Yes.
So let me tell you a little something about breaking the magic. Don't do it. I always tell people not to. One time I saw my friend dying from heat exhaustion, and I told him we need to get you into a headless lounge before you do anything. So I let him take off his clothes. Headless lounge.
All right, you just made a challenge on deviation from the English language. 46 seconds starting now.
English.
All right, but the thing was,
No, wait a minute. It's not yours. It's hers.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah, you made a successful challenge. You made a successful challenge under the rules.
All right, let's go. I didn't know this was a challenge. I just wanted to point out that it was an English round. English round. Apparently that's a thing now. What are we even talking about? Headless lounge. Did you know that it was original? Is it called the headless?
English language, English
Did I just hear that?
All right, talking about breaking the magic. I once the first time I ever went to a con was MFF 2017, and I tried to wear a fursuit the entire day. It was my first time wearing a fursuit, so honestly, that went very poorly. Breaking the magic, I was so enjoying wearing the suit and having everyone call me cute and adorable. Oh my gosh, I just couldn't stop it. So I wore my paws, wore my head, wore my tail, till literally I passed out in the chair, in a chair in the corner of a headless lounge. So that's how you don't break the magic.
I was gonna ask, did you die wearing a fursuit all day?
Yes.
I wear a fursuit for 5 minutes and I'm already dead.
It was my first time wearing, it was my first con, first time wearing a suit at a big con. People were giving me tons of compliments. I could not stop it. It was so much fun, and I lost track of time, and then I lost 3 hours of time in the headless lounge.
In headless round.
You can't stop.
Let's hear it for our panel challenging under the rules.
That wasn't a challenge. I just like pointing out when people mess up.
Too bad I interpreted it as a challenge.
I can appreciate it.
This felt like one of those B-movie YouTube videos where, like, every time someone challenges, they talk faster. He's talking real fast by the end.
So,
My favorite one I ever saw that was every time Shrek took a step, the movie got faster.
It ended after 5 seconds.
My favorite one was, it's the Bee movie, but every time someone says bee, it's ants. And every time someone says ant, it's a bug's life. And every time someone says bug, it goes back to the bee movie.
Hi guys, this is just a minute. We don't know what's going on.
I believe we have enough time for one more topic. Does anyone in the
Oh, we're on a time limit?
Oh dear.
Yeah. As far as I know, they're serving ice cream in 4 minutes.
Oh, we better wrap this up immediately.
Wait, is that ice cream for everyone or just
No.
on there? I knew it.
Your kind is not welcome there.
Yeah, they never give ice cream to us drooling proletariat, but you guys have fun.
Actually, this is my first con I've ever sponsored at, so neat.
Yay!
I'm happy to finally
Bye,
get
Yummy,
an
I
award.
love you.
Overpay for ice cream.
Yes. It was like just at BLFC. Everyone was at the casino, like playing craps and playing roulette, and they're like, "Oh, look, they give us free drinks." And I'm sitting like, "I watched you lose $170 for gin and tonic, my dude."
Let's end the panel in a way that'll make sure it stays ended.
All four of us
Dragons.
talk at the same time.
Oh, well, if you want to
Bring
do that.
it on.
Dragons. Who wants to take that one? Preferably good ones. Because this is not an 18 plus panel. Actually, you know what? Let's not even.
Come on. It's no longer welcome in the dealer's den at AnthrOhio. No, that's not actually my topic. Do not start that timer.
Don't you get me on this.
Let's do the furry
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nugget? What? Did you just...
These are the furry devil. Chicken nuggets? What?
Oh, I thought you called Uncle Kage a chicken nugget.
Oh, I will talk about chicken nuggets. Okay, so the thing you guys need to know about chicken nuggets is how you get the nugget off of the chicken. Because, as we all know, the nuggets are in fact naturally attached to the chicken.
Now?
They are, yes. Every time after you get the other useful parts of the chicken off that can be sold as non-nugget chicken products, the remainder that's still attached to the chicken carcass is fed into this machine called, I am not making this up, a chicken boner. And the operation of this machine is such that you put chicken carcasses in the top, and out the two sides comes bone meal and chicken paste. I don't know what magic goes on inside the chicken boner, but this machine, completely bereft of any sort of intelligence of any kind, is able to differentiate between bone and nuggets and give you those delicious pieces. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Is the way you become a furry is because you have a chicken boner?
And on that, I would like to thank the audience, thank the panel for being on just a minute.
I'm sorry, what?
You got the chicken boner on the inside.
That's the one that counts, my dear.
And very real question, when is Burger King bringing back the 10 nuggets for $1?
Oh, they
kind of want to eat lunch
$1.49.
again.
They had $1 nuggets? They've always been
Really? No way. No way.
Yeah.
We gotta go. Oh gosh.
Are we making a chicken nugget run?
We'll have 100 chicken nuggets for $10.
Is there a panel after this?
No, back in Wisconsin it was $1. It was great.
Wisconsin?
Are you guys breading on your chicken nuggets, or you take the breading off of your chicken nuggets?
What kind of monster takes the breading off their chicken nuggets?
I don't know. How do you
I'm breading on. I am breading off.
What do you do in your spare time? Pull the wings off flies and watch them struggle, having been taken away from the air?
They're not called flies anymore, Zach.
I know!
Shut your mouth!
My hobby, ordering cheeseburgers and removing the cheese.
Oh,
there's a customer story about one time someone literally went through a McDonald's drive-thru and ordered a cheeseburger without the cheese. Now, mind you, the cheeseburger is $1 and the hamburger is 80 cents.
Yes.
But this person really wanted the cheeseburger without the cheese, so they were willing to pay the extra 20 cents to have the cheese removed from the cheeseburger.
The privilege of having the cheese not on the burger.
In some places, that's actually a pretty good hack because the no cheese button is actually for the Whopper, and so it will subtract the 20 cents worth of cheese from a cheeseburger. And there were times when the difference was only 10 or 15 cents. So you can actually save money by having them hit cheeseburger, no cheese.
I didn't know that. The more you know.
Yeah. That's why people try it, because they're trying to save money.
Hey, question. What panel's after this?
Silver Gattoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gattoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gattoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.